E3 continues on, and therefore we have to keep making videos about the show. I'm here, so is Video Game Commissioner Evie, and so is the official Square Enix Espeon. Let's talk about Final Fantasy VII and Kingdom Hearts 3. And I guess some other things too. Final Fantasy VII Remake is the big one. They opened the show with that, with a long gameplay demo and a new trailer. We got a look at the trailer earlier in the week because it was shown at the Final Fantasy concert, but the version we got at the conference was a bit longer. It showed Tifa, it showed Sephiroth, it showed this ponytail girl whose name I don't know, but I like her. And Square also gave us an extended gameplay demo of how the new battle system works, which honestly is a lot more than I expected to get. It's mostly all real-time combat, but as you're mashing the attack button, you're building up an ATB meter. Once those meters fill up, it looks like you can pause time and then choose a target and use your ATB to cast spells or use special abilities. The transition between real-time and tactical mode is really smooth. It goes all slow-mo and the camera starts spinning around. It looks really fantastic. From here you can select the target for your attack, switch to a different party member, or even give commands to an AI-controlled party member. But your spells and abilities aren't only limited to that mode. If you want to stick in real time for most of your playthrough, you can assign your spells to a shortcuts menu a la Kingdom Hearts. That way you just hold a button and cast an attack as you're moving about the field. Which one will I play? I'm not sure. Maybe I'll switch back and forth between the two. Maybe I'll stick to the Kingdom Hearts style combat. Either way, I'm interested. It looks really neat and I want to play it. I don't have any nostalgia for Final Fantasy VII. I never got to play it because I didn't have a PS1, so this will be my first time going through this story. It'll just take me a lot longer to get to the end because Final Fantasy VII Remake isn't just one game, it's multiple games. They didn't say how many games it would end up being, and in fact they didn't even linger on that bit of information. They kind of just laid it out there and moved on immediately after. We did get a release date for this game though, and it is coming out on March 3rd, 2020. That is sooner than I expected, honestly. I thought that game was a lot further off than just early next year. I'm definitely gonna play that. I think it looks super cool. I love the visuals, they look fantastic. I'm into the gameplay, and I want to see what this ends up being. I think it's gonna be pretty good, or at least I hope it's gonna be pretty good. Anyway, next up we're talking about Life is Strange, which is one of my favorite games of all time. The next season is out, or mostly out, and they talked a little bit about what's coming up. I don't want to spend too much time on this because I don't even want to watch the trailer myself for fear of spoilers, but they showed a little highlight reel of what's happened in the past few episodes of Life is Strange Season 2. Really, all I want to say is that I adore that first game oh so much, and I'm really excited to eventually get to play this. The first few episodes are out, and the rest of the episodes will be out by the end of this year, and that's when I'll get to play them because I like playing these games all at once. Y'all should play those games. I think they're amazing. They have a very special place in my heart, and even though I haven't played Season 2 yet, what I'm hearing is that it's really good, and I'm really excited to get to it later this year. Now, moving on to a game that I've been talking about for God knows how long. It's the Kingdom Hearts, of course it is. Kingdom Hearts 3 is getting some DLC later this year. They're calling it the Remind DLC, and it looks like it's going to expand on some things that happened in the ending. Not necessarily the secret ending or the epilogue, but the stuff that happens in the climax. There's clips in there of you playing as the other Guardians of Light, which I'm super excited for. That's one of the main criticisms I had of that climax if you watch my review. And it looks like we're gonna get some more story behind Luxord and young Xehanort. A small gripe I had was that this trailer actually came out a couple days before as well, at a Kingdom Hearts concert, and I initially expected them just to play this trailer again at the conference, but when they showed an extended trailer for Final Fantasy, I thought maybe they'd do the same thing for Kingdom Hearts, and they didn't. They just replayed the concert trailer. But it's Kingdom Hearts DLC. Anyone who's gonna go play that didn't need convincing to go out and buy it. I already know that I was gonna play that. I just wanted to see a trailer to get some fan service, really. Anyway, moving on. The next game we're talking about is a new game by People Can Fly, the folks who worked on Gears of War Judgment and Bulletstorm. The game is called Outriders. It's going to be a shooter, and it's coming in summer 2020, and that's all we know. The trailer they played was just a CG trailer. There's been a lot of CG trailers this E3 with not much gameplay to back them up, which is a little disappointing. I like to see games running and getting a bit more concrete information about them, but this is what they had to show, and they sure showed it, along with a little developer diary near the end. But who even knows what that game is? I'm not even going to bother speculating because there's no point. We'll just have to wait and see. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the new Avengers game that we've been hearing about for quite some time now. This was their show closer, and you'd think they'd go big with not only the last game they're showing, but something that we've known was happening for quite some time and heard nothing about. But instead, they decided to show another non-gameplay trailer, throw up a bunch of logos on screen, and use a lot of words to say essentially nothing about this game. They even threw in a video of all the cast talking about the characters, you know, the Marvel characters we all already know about because they've been the biggest thing in the world out for the past 10 years, it was a very strange way to show off this game and felt really deflating to the mood of the conference. By the end of their spiel that wasn't really saying anything of substance, they eventually got to not only a release date, but also a couple of words of what this game actually is. It's a live game where you'll be playing with 4-player teams, there won't be loot boxes, and content updates including characters and new locations will be free. PS4 players will at some point get access to a beta, and the full game is out on May 15th, 2020. And that was kind of it. The press will get a guided gameplay demo at the show, but Square didn't show any gameplay at the conference itself. Hopefully they put out a video of that gameplay demo publicly at some point, but until then, man, I am left not really knowing exactly what that game is besides those couple words. This game has kind of been an open secret for quite some time now, and I really wanted to see some gameplay after all these years, but that just didn't happen, and I thought that was pretty bizarre. Anyway, Square also did their JRPG thing and announced a bunch of stuff relating to that, but I didn't really want to talk about any of that stuff. I just wanted to talk about this stuff. Evie, any thoughts from you? Alright then. Anyway folks, thank you so much for watching. Keep your eyes tuned right here. We got a couple more videos coming to you from E3. We have our Nintendo recap video coming up, and we also have our end of the week recap of the whole show. So thanks again for watching. Video games are great. Let's keep playing them. This is the weird outro. Goodbye.